Hey, well hello Bajay. How about that snooker? This is the day before the competition. I'm being ready. As I do my preparation training, I want you guys to know what I'm up to. Definitely show you some tips in swimming because it's actually necessary for people who are actually beginner, advanced in swimming. Physique shape, how it should be, pull, how the arm pull, flip, how to do a flip. Really good for me. It's giving like a 20% of the speed brush every time you go onto the lap. So on every lap you're going like 20, 20, 20, you are actually doing 100%. You have the advantage more if you have more tips and skills. When you know, the more you will be ready. So on, let's get to the pool. Before you dip yourself inside of the pool, you have to make sure that you have no any muscle tissues ripped off, no injuries, everything is alright. So dip yourself for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the most possible thing they can do. And then what you have to do is next is just get out and head straight to the pool. And if not, what you have to do is actually get inside of the pool or a little bit because moving out from the environment to the environment that's really hard for you. Recommend that because you probably have any kind of, have your preparation, make sure that you are not injured, there's nothing wrong with you, and then go straight to the pool. You're right then. Probably did myself right there too. Really cool. It has like 15 years to recover after the workout. All the workout will be definitely good because the dopamine inside your body will have more refreshment and your muscles actually gain that power. Even with any supplements at that point, you just need creatine to, I don't know if this thing belongs to bodybuilders. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I can tell you. This one is more useful than you think, and it's actually necessary. For me, I like to dip myself all in, and then just wait for 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. It's actually not that cold when you get used to it, so you'll just get used to it by the days. First time, second time, third time, fourth time. Actually, I feel my feet right now is getting numb, but it's totally fine because you're already having that on schedule. Like even the brain itself will adapt to it pretty easy. So yeah, let's do it. Just like that, you will have your fresh blood right now, and you'll be prepared and ready to dip yourself inside the pool again and again. See you right there. There are many tips you have to take in consideration before you get yourself inside the pool. You have to put a plan in mind how many meters you are willing to do, and you have to count the pool space right there. So every 25 and 25, that counts 50. So in every lap, that's not considered even a lap, but in every lap, even a small one or a big lap, you have to count it in mind and you never lose the count. The moment you lose the counts, the more you are actually drafting, you're not meeting any counts and there are no progress behind it. So what you have to do is just make the counts in your brain, and every flip, as I show you tonight, it will actually make it count. So you take that consideration yourself and you feel the effort in every flip and you tell, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, exactly. And every one of them, that's meaning are actually done with a 25. So it's pretty that simple, and all you have to do is just, get used to it by practicing. Also, it will happen so easy. It's really easy. I'll start with technique that I'm doing right now, and then I'll be moving forward to the most other skills that you're actually going to require. Sometimes you're going to need them. Not that necessary. You can use alternative all the time, but I prefer the OGs because actually they have no more effect. Always put your elbow up to the level of your head and then dip your arm inside the pool as that way. Your hand should be just drafting inside of the pool, and then you close it. The more of being on the surface, it's really not that bad, but I prefer just go deep a little bit. Because when it's a little bit deep, just that level, okay? You can pull and feel yourself just going right there, but if you're going from that point, it's actually just to make you jump. That's all. So get your hand, reach to a little surface, and then you pull it towards your torso or your hips, and then do it again. And how you're going to pull your arm out is just by doing it that way. So the more it actually keeps you
on a surface. I'm just doing it that way. With your hand, grip, hip, shoulder, grip, hip, shoulder. Make sure that you're reaching up your arm next to the hip and make that little finger touches it. The moment you feel that touches it, you're doing it right or will. And you don't have to make your arms straight. You have to just, get it a curve a little bit inside of the pool. And it actually works. Magically it works. That is step one and how does the technique works. And when it comes to the breathing, you have to make your half face inside of the pool just that way. And that way, will have no drowning, and you always breathe from your mouth and you exhale from your nose. And that way, it's actually everybody is swimming knows that the only way to breathe inside the pool. Some people actually throwing the air from their nose, and I see that it's no problem as long as it's like swimming in the pool. Pool is really different when it comes to the regular ones, because the regular ones require to be the most adventure one in the pool. You don't have to shoot a ball, you don't have to do anything. They're not now swimming, and you have to do that 100%. 10% minus the actually means you are actually counting. You're actually counting. And it always shows. It always shows on the camera, it always shows in the competitions results, everything will be showing up. But when you are actually locking in and know how to do it 100%, you'll feel it. And the more you actually having that as a preset in your mind, it will never change. It will just keep sticking out with you the moment you get into the pool. Right now, with the breathing, you can just check it out. I will take the angle for you, and you can check how I actually take a breath. Because it doesn't have to be all my face off and neither my neck, and neither I have to suffer inside the pool to take a breath. So just make it easy and keep on with the technique. Like that way, you know that the breath is actually to the right. Do it again and again. You practice it. Sometimes some people just like me, I do it on a lift. Some people do a lift or right. I can do it probably on the left or right, but I also prefer to do it on the left side only because I don't want to just keep the whole neck right there to be numb. So the when you move, you're taking a head movement. It's actually not crossing the flag, no problem at all. But for me, I'm taking more exhale about it. I have to practice it more and more. So, to move on to the next one, which is the flipping inside the pool. I'll try to put the cameras down there in the pool so you can see how I actually keep up the seat on small rounding shape. And then I push myself from the edge towards the pool. So the harder you put the push, the harder it actually gives you up to right there to that door. You can see it out there in the corner. Just keep pushing you there 20% and you're winning that distance. The moment you feel that distance actually being winning, it's actually an advantage for you into the competition or if you are racing really. So you do the flip from outside shape and I will go down to the pool, put the camera right there and shows you how it actually being done.
As you can see, I tried again here. I give it a second attempt so you guys can show it in portrait vision. Basically, I want to tell you that don't care how many times you tried and it doesn't work. You have to do it again and again and again until you get it. And just look how many times I did it in here. That's first and second and third. And sometimes I'll put my hand to the edges. Sometimes I touch the edges again and again. Sometimes I use the power of the edge and all the surroundings that I have, but that doesn't mean that I'm doing it wrong. Only I'm trying, and that's the secret in it. You have to keep trying because that's why every swimmer in the field, this keep practicing it that daily. And if you just forgot to do it, you have to retry it again and again and again. It's actually giving you a great advantage in the front line and in the back line. So you will be winning, definitely. I've never seen any swimmer that didn't know how to do flips. Flips are the main thing that we actually do. It's actually a good thing. If you are willing to do it, you have to stay and persistence. You have to make it a habit. Every time you get in the pool, you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to try that flip, and again and again. And for 1 second, do not hesitate to do it every time. And yeah, I'll keep you down with the footage.
Being capable of doing the flip, it's such a simple. There's more alternative, maybe even faster. Sometimes I use it, it's really guaranteed. All you have to do is just be careful. The moment you touch your hand, the two fingers touches the edges, you have just pull your arm close to the bed. I think push probably just like that. Hold you, then you push out. Right now you have two ways to getting that 10% raise. The one that I showed you was the pull flip and the pull on, and you release yourself. But just you lunge stuff outside of the edge, and then you feel yourself like you're trapped right there. That's the whole process. That's what you actually have to do. It's guaranteed. I tried it many times, and it definitely works with me. Moving to the technique that you actually have to moving to the third technique that you actually have to practice is your leg movement. Your leg movement is supposed to be closer to each other's. Not wider. The moment you leg actually get wider inside of the pool will give more resistance. More resistance means more drowning. So actually you have to cut through the water, not resisting it. The more you resist the water, will actually dip you in. And if the more dip you in, you will have more power to resist. And then you will use to cut yourself on the breath. You have nothing to hold on, and everybody will just go away with it. So what you have to do, get your legs closer together, and then move it like a scissor next to each other, just like this, like a scissor. And then we'll see it. I'll get close to the pool, you'll see it by how I'm doing it. This way. I'll just, drop my leg only, no hand using. I'll see you the real process and how actually the real speed behind the leg movement only into the pool. Just be aware of what I'm doing. That was the leg movement. Right now, practically, you know how to twist, you know how to flip, you know how to hit start, and you know how to use your legs pretty well. But actually, there are some equipment that you can use to make that thing even more go faster, just like fins, paddles inside your hand will give it a whole another effect. Your speed will increase by 50%, miraculously, sometimes by 70% if you really know how to swim. But do not use them in the beginning of your training, or if you are beginner, do not use any equipment, because you need to know the whole technique. You need to practically gain the technique, and everything will come up later by just putting the equipment on. The equipment will do only the progress. That will not give you a real effect. You need the real effect by using a real technique. Build the technique, put the equipment, see the effects, and enjoy. That's all on the video tonight. Hit subscribe and put anything in the comment section. If you like some information and you want to correct some, write them down in the comment section. Put a like and subscribe. It's all for free. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Before we start everything, we have to take a shower first, because it's more responsibility for you.